All right, guys, so here we are. It's cold in the garage, and so if I sniff, sorry about that. We are gonna work on brakes. We're gonna start by taking off one of these wheels, and these are 19mm bolts. There's one missing from this car, from this back right, so I don't know why, but I'll have to get another one of those. So I'm gonna spray some of this penetrating oil. It's like WD-40, that's just the Walmart brand. Spray some of that on here, and then I've got my, it's 19mm for this bus, 65 bus. Got my breaker bar, that's like a 20-inch breaker bar with a 19 on it. We're gonna see how that goes. I don't know, it's been a very long time, so have a look and you can watch. So I'm gonna put some of that in there. Some of that penetrating oil in there. All right, and then this is the one that is, looks like the threads are still there, but it's just gone. And so I've got my jack over here. This jack actually belonged to my grandfather, and then my dad rebuilt it. And so I like using that jack, it's pretty cool, it's got good memories. And so the bus is really high. And so as you use a jack like this, I often am wondering, like, is it gonna get there? You know, is it gonna reach the spot it needs to reach, and is it gonna have enough height to raise the bus? But it's gonna be okay. So I'm putting it on a part of the axle support in the back, and I usually just place it right there, get the jack up to that spot. But I don't jack up the bus because there's really nothing keeping those rear wheels from moving. All right, so you get to witness me attempting to move a couple of these bolts. Well, that actually did move. All right, sorry the camera is in the way. Let me flip over here. So that one moved a bit, which is good. The whole car is actually moving too, as you can see. I'm gonna grab my chunk of wood, put something behind that back wheel so we don't have to fight with the moving bus at the same time. All right, so off camera, I'm gonna grab a little piece of wood for the front, and put my bigger chalk in the back, wheel chalk in the back. Yep, like that. And then I'm just gonna pull up on some of these. That is just moving the whole, look at that, guys. Moving the entire bus, basically. And there's so little weight in the back right now because there's no engine there, that it's really just spinning on those wheels. So yeah, you can see what it's doing. All right, well, let's do one more. Last one. Well, can you see what it's doing? Sliding the entire tire. So I'm gonna have to let a little air out so it has a little more. Friction with the tire and the ground. Because right now it's a dry tire, and I did fill it with air, and there's just no weight in the back of this bus, and those are actually super tight. So I'm gonna try again with the breaker bar. I'm gonna let some air out, and then I'm gonna play with it a little bit more, and we'll see. But it may be that I need a good impact. A friend of mine has a great impact, and sometimes he has a great impact on people, but he also has a great impact driver. And so that a lot of times an impact driver it doesn't give you that slow pressure. It gives you like a really quick vrr. That's the sound you hear at the tire shops and stuff, that vrr, vrr. And with an impact, I have an impact that's really small, and it will do nothing on this, I'm sure. So let a little air out, and then borrow the impact. Let me check the video. Yeah, it's still running good. Let's a little air out and see if that makes a difference. You guys can just hang out for a second while I let a little air out of this tire. So I don't know when cars went to the bias or went to radials. This car seems to have radials on it. All right, that's down quite a bit. Not sure that that's going to make a big difference, but we're going to try it, guys, because you never know. But it's still moving the entire wheel. All right, so next thing we'll try is a little bit of heat. I'm going to pause the video because I need to let this dry off. I don't want to start any fires. I'm going to apply a little bit of heat to each one of these because I don't have a bigger impact with me. So I'm going to pause the video and grab my torch, let that dry out, put a little heat on it, and we'll try again. All right, see you in just a minute. Okay, I got the torch and I'm going to heat around the edge. And if you remember from science class, heating expands things, except for when you freeze ice, it gets bigger, but whatever. And so I'm heating the outside of the, not the bolt itself, I'm heating outside that so it will expand just a little bit. And I'm cheating because I know that this is going to work because I just got one loose. And so as I heat that up, now that's coming off. All right, so I'm going to go ahead with these other ones. Let me next one here. You can see that I just heated around that. All right, and I'll talk about the angle, but I'm gonna have to stand on it probably. So let me get my foot on that, and yeah, it actually is moving. So just a little bit, but a little bit at a time. That's how we do it. I'm going to stand on that again. Lean on the bus. Sorry I blocked the camera. This one's a little more stubborn. Obviously, I'm standing on it and it's not moving, but I'm going to keep heating it a little bit more. I'm going to hit it again with this thing, and we're just going to keep going one at a time, guys. Might let a little more air out so I have a little more friction against the ground. I'm trying to block this wheel, but I might put another one in the front to try to do that as well. So anyway, I'm going to heat a little bit more, and I'll pause and we'll come back to it. All right, guys. So the one we were working on, that back one, hard for you to see on camera. Got it out. This is the one I just heated, and you'll see I'm going to do the standing technique. I'm going to hold myself up on the bus, and there you go. You heard it, you saw it. That's how it worked. So actually, it did come loose. It gets a little loud sometimes. You hear that crack, but it's just breaking itself free. So I'm going to keep on unscrewing these. I will yep, that's moving. All right, that one's moving. That one's moving now. And this one's moving. So 65 bus sitting for 30 years. A little bit of lubricant or penetrating oil, WD-40 around each one of those. And then I applied heat. I am using MAP gas, which is actually hotter than propane. Not sure how much difference that made, but I was able to get all those loose. So we're gonna go ahead and unscrew those. But before I do that, I need to lift the bus. So let's do that. All right, and I'm going to grab one of my jack stands, put underneath there as well. And you can't see too well, but I'm putting it right on the frame behind the jack. So, yep, I'm putting it right on the frame, and then we're going to undo the rest of these. All right, and for those, I am going to use my impact. So I'm going to grab that real quick. All right, so you can see there's my impact. I need to throw my battery on here. It's just a very, it works great, but it's not high torque impact. But I'm going to use that, and I'm going to try to get the rest of these off. Just saves me from. All right, there's the first one. See what I mean? It's a bolt. All right. There's the next one. Still a little warm. That one might need a little persuasion, I believe. And the last one, it's going to take a little bit more than what my impact can do. So I'm going to use just my ratchet tool. Not sure why that one is a little extra tight. But it's moving now. So now I can use my impact. The rest of the way off. And look at that, guys. There's the wheel off the bus, inside and outside. So this bus has, these are ancient, these are 15-inch. These are 15-inch tires. They're 165 15s. But now we have this to figure out. So you can see drum brakes on the back, and there is a hole here, and on either side of the top 12 o'clock you're going to see these two stars. It's going to be impossible to video, but I'll see if I can get the camera closer. You can see the two stars, and then you have to adjust those two little stars. You just have to put a screwdriver in there and go up and down to make it so you can take this whole thing off. All right. Anyway, wheel off. I'm gonna take a break and go help my dad with a little project. But we got them off. There you go.